the other channel. Good evening and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HAFEZ Reflects. And this is a HAFEZ Reflects car rant, which I don't normally do on this channel. But this is a kind of a wrap-up reflection on today's Speaker's Corner events. The same godforsaken place as always, repetitive conversations, nothing new. I wanted to talk about, I wanted to find one person, one Muslim, to talk about Hezbollah and Hassan Nasrallah's squishy, and yet no one wants to talk. It seems that I gotta find political conversations anywhere else other than Speaker's Corner, ironically. But that was that. More God. An incredible disappointment, because I set up my camera to record certain debates, Bob's debate and a few other debate and another debate, and I ended up losing the data off the data card. So I'm gonna have to see. I can't see it. It's not there. I'm gonna have to see if there's a way I can recover it when I get home. But so all those debates just got flushed down the toilet. That was awesome. To be perfectly honest with you, though, I'm not exactly worried that I've lost out on anything terrific. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think anything remarkably insightful was said in amongst those debates that I would care to even know about. So I'm not particularly worried. I'm pretty sure everything that was said there in the debates today will be said again next week at Speaker's Corner. So I can probably run my camera to next week and record pretty much exactly the same thing that was said this week. Admittedly, Bob does come out with some different things every so often. For the most part, nope, it's all pointless, useless, and yeah. Hey, G-Block in the house. We got the wokies. We got the wokies in the house. Well, we got one wokie, and so yeah. I mean, there was an interesting guy, an Afghani guy, who was really trying to hammer home that, you know, the white people in this country are secretly racist. If you're white, it's right. I mean, let's be honest. If it's white, it's right. You know, it is true. If it ain't white, it ain't right. But oh, that's not gonna go down so well. But yeah, he's like this secret two-tier. Even though he couldn't actually give me one example of a rule or a law that applies to me and doesn't apply to a white person. You know, he agrees. Christ, he had to finally, I had to drag it out of him, that he agrees that there isn't literally one single law that applies to a white person that doesn't apply to other people, or a benefit that a white person has over a non-white person in law. But again, it's the same, you know, he's buying into the same trope as all those wokey race baiters from G-Block, who talk about, you know, systemic systems of systems, the systemic systems of indoctrination of the systems. So yeah, so unfortunately, you know, this is a trope which most of these race baiters essentially have sold, and poor individuals have bought, that their lives are under some kind of systemic systems of oppression. And you would think to yourself, and I asked him, I said, yet you're still here. You have a country called Afghanistan, which was apparently liberated by the Taliban. So the Afghans are living the way they want to live life, right? With their mullahs and the Taliban and the Islamic Empire. I think it's called, is it called the Islamic Empire of, no. Oh man, what was it? The Islamic, I don't think it's called the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan. I think they named it something else, or maybe it's called the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, but somebody wrote on like Instagram or something, the Islamic imperium of Afghanistan, some crazy term like that. So yeah, either way, he's convinced that he lives in a racist country, and yet still prefers it to his own country that may not be racist. This is the part that I just don't understand. He's like, dude, if you think you're living in a racist country and yet you still prefer living in the racist country than to living in the non-racist Afghanistan, what does that tell you? What does that actually tell any of us? That it doesn't, ultimately, it doesn't actually even matter if you live in, I couldn't care less that if I lived in a country that every native of that country just scowled at me every time I walked by them, and yet I lived in a mansion, had a Ferrari, and a roster of blondes and brunettes every night to my at my place doing my bidding, and have to have a mansion by the sea and have maids and servants serving me every day. If I had that lifestyle in a country that every citizen hated my guts or just despised me for my race, I'd carry on living there. It wouldn't faze me whatsoever. It's like, all right, I'll take your scowls. I'm just gonna go back to my blondes and my brunettes and my mansion and my servants and cook. I'll laugh all the way to my I'll cry all the way to my mansion because you don't like my color, or you think you're running a racist country, but I still live in a mansion. I mean, it's insane. If you're living a good life, obviously I exaggerated that and it's a bit of a hyperbole, but if you're living a good life genuinely, who gives a shit whether the country's racist or not? You're living a good life. You think Andrew Tate, you think Romanians are less racist than Brits? I'm willing to put money on it that Romanians are more racist than the English. And yet Andrew Tate is willing to have a mansion in Romania than to live in a 3-bedroom house in London or I don't know, in whatever, Leeds. No, where does he come from? He comes from Luton. Yeah. Would he rather have a mansion in Luton or a mansion in Romania? And I'm pretty sure the Romanians are probably more racist than the British. I'm kind of a 99% confidence that the Romanians, you take a poll, you'll find Romanians are more racist than British people, than the English. But yet he still chooses to live in Romania as a mixed race individual, although he would pass as a sort of a white person, still mixed race essentially. RG, big up. HAFEZ, big up. And G Block, of course. Woke is thy. So yeah, this nonsense, this bull crap about this is racist, that is racist. This country is a systemic systems of systems. It's just bollocks, because you're not moving, you ain't leaving, and you're just spewing a lot of shit that is just essentially making your own lives miserable, because you guys are the ones who are going to be hung up on it. No one else gives a crap. No one else gives a crap about your systems of systems, systemic systems of systems. No one else is really, sweating over that crap. And I think it's because, I know why G Block does it. G Block's a race baiter. G Block's is the YouTube live stream version of Diane Abbott, or what's his name, that dipshit who started caping, who started excusing all the money that Keir Starmer got. David Lammy. Is it David Lammy? I think it's David Lammy. Yeah, you guys are making money. He's making coinage. He's making what was it? Shrilla? Oh man. Anyway, shekels. He's making his money. It's part of his shtick now. G Block's shtick is, I'm gonna race bait. He is the David Lammy of live streams. So fair enough. It's, if your motives are, a bunch of idiots, I mean, there's a bunch of morons who pay Ali Dawa millions of pounds a year to his moronic fucking charities. I've got to stop swearing. Every year. So there's plenty of idiots. They say the fool and his money are soon parted. But I think that those who have a monicum of intelligence should at least call out the G Block and call out David Lammy and Diane Abbott for the race baiters that they are. Oh, and of course the most famous Speaker's Corner race baiter of them all, Respect. And to some extent, I even say Jedi and his lot are you know, they play off those tropes anyway. And I get it. You know, anger actually gets clicks. Anger gets more, you know, you piss people off. In fact, more people will hate watch you than they love you. And maybe, you know, I should really start pushing those buttons again on the HAFEZ Reflects. I'm just trying to avoid that from HAFEZ Reflects. I know Banksy Style did really well out of that, actually. Banksy Style was, people were loving it. But unfortunately, Banksy Style has been violently suppressed. You know that on my shorts on Banksy Style, you can't put a comment on your phone. You have to do it from a PC. If you're using the YouTube app on your phone, it won't allow you to enter comments anymore from your phone. It's insane. My shorts have been blocked from having comments. It's just like, you know, this is the kind of crap YouTube pulls. But either way, Speaker's Corner, my kind of final end of day recap is, it's a place of just deranged idiots and grifters. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on the grift. I'll grift all day if it gives me, but it's just such a disappointing place. It's lost its original soul, you know. It's lost its original mantra of a place of debate and discussion. I mean, I walked up to the sheikh, the Islamic sheikh today, and I said, you know, do you want to talk about... it was off camera. My live stream had ended, and I wanted to record it. But I said, do you want to talk about Hassan Nasrallah, Hezbollah, and their... you know, that whole situation in the Middle East? He's like, no, I'm here just to talk about Islam. I said, you're not worried about those things? I'm not here to talk about my worries. This is my worry. It's my personal worry. I'm here just to talk about Islam. I'm like, yeah, go F yourself then. So yeah, nobody actually wants to talk about things that matter. And he said, oh, I want to talk about things that matter. Oh, shilling Qurans and shilling Allah, that's what matters. But the Middle East literally burning down, and a potential third world war on the horizon, those are not important. But then again, let's be honest, to these Muslims, those are not important. The only thing that's important is for them to get their 72 virgins in Jannah, which I hope Mr. Nasrallah and his pancake penis is going to find a difficult job trying to poke those 72 virgins of his, since his penis is the width of a you know, tissue paper. But nevertheless, yeah, they don't actually want to talk about everyday, you know, the real things that are happening in the world. They just want to focus on their imaginary God and all that BS. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's their grift, you see. That is that sheikh's grift. If he veers off and starts talking about politics, number one, he's going to expose himself, and I think that's why he's clever enough to not talk about those things, because he's going to show his support for these terrorist organizations, which is the reason I think why the Muslims don't engage in these conversations at Speaker's Corner. I think I found that they're actually, you know, far more savvy than you can give them credit for. I mean, some of them look like morons, but they're not actual morons, because they avoid these topics, because they can't freely talk about them. If they actually showed their hand, number one, everyone would know exactly where they stand, which we all do. They're all tacit terrorist supporters. Every idiot that comes out and waves a Palestinian flag or wears a kafaya, we all know that they're tacit Israeli supporters. They're tacit, Hamas supporters, Hezbollah supporters. They're tacit terrorist supporters. Most of them are. And then there's the woke karate like Veli, who's just deluded. But really the fact is that the Muslims themselves are going to end up in jail if they really gave their opinion. So I guess that's why they don't really bother with it, because they genuinely can't give their honest opinion. Otherwise, they'll end up in jail, and their grift is just selling Islam. Speaker's Corner might as well just be one giant advert for Christianity and Islam. It's just a billboard at this point. That's why it's so disappointing. That's why it's disheartening going there, is that you see that this is no longer an actual place of debate, but a billboard for Islam and Christianity. Just buy my shit, buy my stuff, buy my God. My God has a bigger D than the other guy's God. So disheartening. Banksy's upset he can't provide evidence that's debunking my evidence. Dude, I know you're a bit butthurt about the fact that you cannot actually show evidence that Britain is an actual systemically racist country, which is the question I actually asked, which you never answered, and you then obfuscated to showing us boroughs and the police department. It's like showing me a KKK rally and say, see, the KKK held a rally, so this must be a racist country. No, the KKK are the racists, and they held their own little soiree, but the country is not, and the country doesn't support them. And that is how you have to show your evidence. Is Britain a racist country? In fact, is Britain a systemically racist country? Which I believe your evidence is still coming up wanting. I believe your argument is coming up wanting. Maybe you should go and talk to your little buddy James Jones. Maybe he can show you some dishonest debating tactics to get you out of this particular hole that you're in. But honesty isn't going to get you out of that hole. Honesty is just going to show that, no, this country is not a systemically racist country. This country is actually a great country to live in. Lots of people do wonderful things here, and that we all should. Oh shit! I think I've taken the wrong turn. That we all should be much more grateful that we have this opportunity to be here. That you have food in your belly. That you have a roof over your head. You have the ability to read and write. You have the ability to communicate to millions and thousands of people potentially at a single stroke of your finger on a magical device. Which, if you take this back 100 years, they'll burn you as a witch if they saw an iPhone. So yeah, you've got so much advantages in this racist country, this terribly systemic systems of systemics. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic that but that's fine. You're a grifter. You're a grifter. You need those clicks. You need those blackety blacks to come up there and go, I'm black, yo. I'm black, yo. I'm blacker than a black, yo. That's your grift. That's your angle. And you get the audience you get. Me, I would rather work off the positives and work off the base of promoting Britain as a great place and a place that we can do better. We can be more prosperous. Your grocery bill doesn't have to be in hundreds of pounds just because you have to feed your children. So yeah, I think that Britain is great, has fallen. People like G Block, people like Sadiq Khan and Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak and Boris Johnson have destroyed this country over decades. People, utter traitors like Tony Blair, have absolutely ruined this great nation. And we have to start to get this back. We have to get it back on track. Interesting. I'm gonna... damn it. Okay, I am not entirely sure where I am anymore. I feel that I have completely lost my shit. I don't know where I am. I've taken one wrong turning and ended up in a place where I'm not entirely sure where I am anymore. So I may have to actually do a Google to figure out where I am. Who we burning? Who we burning? No, we're not burning anyone. We're just hoping that that we can looks dark where you are, lad. Yeah, it's getting dark, man. It's just, it's, you know, it's winter time is upon us. We're losing our you know, daylight pretty quickly now. Shit. Okay, where the hell am I? Okay, I'm going towards something. Where the hell am I going towards? What the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? I'll be honest, I have no idea where I am. Completely lost. Baby oil, innit? Banksy looking younger every time I see him. Well, Taffy, they say there's no wrinkles on a balloon. Not unless you let the air out. So as long as I keep fat, I may be fat, but I've got beautiful smooth skin. It's the collagen. It's all that fat. It's all that trans fat. Now, is trans fat transphobic? There's a thought. By saying someone is trans or someone has a lot of trans fat, can you have non-binary fat? I don't want to have trans fat in me. I mean, that's kind of gay. I would prefer heterosexual fat, really. I mean, ideally, but is there a non-binary fat that we could have? Not entirely sure. Trans means woke, woke means joke. Well, there you go. That's tough. Victoria said it. Thus must be true. I believe you, Victoria. Millions wouldn't, but I believe you. I'm with you, Vicky. Vicky, love you, Vic. So yeah. If you're driving a transit van, is that not a male van? Is that not a van anymore? A transit van? Can a transit van identify as a motorcycle? That is important because motorcycles get into certain lanes that that cars can't. They can use bus lanes, for example. Now, if a transit van identifies as a bicycle or a motorcycle, can I drive it in a bike lane? Questions that must be answered. Questions that everybody needs to know. So I'm thinking about trying to get the trans fat out of me, and also because I am a transphobic. What can I say? I am a transphobic. I do not want any trans fat in my bloodstream, and so I will insist upon not having trans fat in any food that I eat. Not sure how I'm going to enforce that particular rule, but that's what I'm going with. What else? So trans fat, trans vans, transistors. Now we all know if you're in the world of electronics, you will have transistors and resistors and transformers. Now, are these things all transphobic, or should we simply accept them in society? Should we have transistors in electronics, and will that compromise our religious, sincerely held faith? I'm not sure. Again, good questions that we all should endeavor to answer. Now, I am going somewhere which is wrong on a lot of levels, but I'm going anyway. I don't know how I am going to basically make it to where I want to go, because now I am finding myself in unfamiliar areas. Okay, I know roughly where I am. Not entirely sure where I am. And the problem is, I can't say where I am to you lot, because that would then give away which direction I'm traveling, and I don't want that to be out there. Although I am still firmly in central London, but I think I'm going the right way. We'll see. People agree with the report, Valley. No one is saying that they don't. Well, that's the funny thing. I'm not even like contesting his reports and his evidence. That's the irony here, is that his evidence has no bearing upon my question. Is Britain a systemically, I'm saying this in David Lammy and Diane Abbott style of basically slow as fuck, I can't read. Is Britain systemically a racist country is what I'm saying. God, there's so many food shops here. I want some of this food. I gotta stop and eat. I'm so hungry. So hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm not talking about the country of Hungary. I'm just talking about my fat ass belly needs sustenance. It's the weird thing. You would think being fat would then allow you to not want to eat when you're hungry, because you have all this fat reserve which your body should then tap into when there is no nutrition going through the mouth. So you don't have any food, you're feeling hungry, body should be clever enough to go, oh, wait a minute, look at this fat ass belly right here, look at that left arse cheek. That we can reduce some of the fat in that left arse cheek and give energy to the rest of the body, the muscles and so on and so forth. But no, it doesn't. It just continually gives you hunger pains. The belly doesn't go down, the ass cheek is still the same, and yet you're still hungry. And not only that, if you continue not to do it, you get cramps, you get dizziness, you might even pass out. It's incredible how your stupid ass body will refuse to tap in to the quite an enormous fat reserves that my body has accumulated, just so it doesn't tap in to the fat reserve, so that it just forces me to eat. Now I don't know where I am. I really don't know where I am, and I think I'm in a bus lane. Where the hell am I? In a bus lane? Am I in a bus lane? Oh my God, I don't even know. I don't even know which one is the bus lane. Am I in the bus lane, or is the other side the bus lane? I'm in the bus lane. God damn it, I'm in a bus lane. I came the wrong way. These freaking roads are impossible to navigate. I don't even know what's what anymore. Son of a bitches. I swear to God, I don't even know where I'm going anymore. I don't know what the hell is going on. The roads have been screwed up so badly. I just don't even know. Was I in a bus lane? Did I just go through an entire bus lane? Find out when the ticket arrives, right? That's assholes. Fucking Sadiq Khan, you son of a bitch. Oh God, why can't we vote that piece of shit out? Why can't we vote that piece of shit out? It's because no one gives a shit. No one cares. Nobody. These Londoners, these Muslims are all going to vote in one direction. They're a friggin' monolith voting bloc. And the rest of Londoners just don't give a crap. Most of them are foreigners anyway. Most of them can't even probably vote in the first place. They're just friggin' dinghies from Dover. So don't have to worry about them. And in a 4 or 5 years time, after they do get their residency, they're going to go straight to the polls and vote for their Muslim brethren, which will be Mr. Khan again, or some other godforsaken jihadi. It's difficult, man. What's going on? I'm sorry, I can't really read the text. Does Iran have bus lanes? Probably not. Probably not. I don't really think they care about. I mean, Iran's traffic you would lose your collective mind. You would literally lose your mind if you tried to drive in Iran for one day. And maybe not all of Iran, Tehran in particular, Tehran, the capital city. You try driving around there, you would lose your mind. You have no idea how to drive in that city and what people do and the way people drive. It's utterly insane. It's amazing. I mean, I think thousands of people a year die. I'm sure thousands of people a year die. But it's amazing. It's not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. It's a miracle just on the fact that not that many people die. And the irony is that should show you that forcing people to travel at 20 miles an hour isn't going to save any more lives than letting people actually drive at the national speed limit of 30, because it's not actually, you know, if people in Iran are managing to drive through that hellhole, and in India, I mean, you've seen some of the Indian driving, you've seen the nightmare shite in there. If they're managing to survive, they're managing to get through it, then clearly all this is all nonsense, all these nonsense. Admittedly, some of the bike lanes I can't totally disagree with, because there were certain hot spots, especially around Elephant and Castle. For years, so many people died there. So many bicycles went under trucks and vans. And it was just terrible. It was just a death trap, riding a bicycle around that roundabout in Elephant and Castle. So I am glad that they reorganized that. But look at this. This used to be a 3-lane road I'm on, and it's now a 1-lane road with 1 lane for buses, 2 lanes taken off for cyclists, and just 1 lane for cars. You know, what kind of nonsense is this? The car driver that pays all the taxes, that pays all the road duties, and the highly taxed and expensive petrol, and all the crap that they have to pay, and the cyclist gets 2 lanes, who pays nothing, who does nothing towards, contributes nothing towards the road, and the poor motorcyclists and the cyclists, the car, and it's mostly the car owner, really. Not even motorbikes pay that much. I mean, mopeds are like £15-20 a year for tax. It's ridiculous. Goddamn Brits are just whining and whining. Well, that's what we do in Britain. We moan about the weather, the traffic, the cost of living. That's literally one of Britain's MOs. So I'm sorry, Mr. Proc, if you're disappointed about the fact that we moan about things, but that's Britain for you. That's Britain, baby. There you go. Big up Sadiq Khan. Of course you probably voted for him. The funny thing is, Veli is a person who drives a work van around all of London all day, every day, and he bigs up Sadiq Khan. I'm sure he made your life so much better, right? I'm sure you're loving those 20-mile-an-hour limits. You're loving all the bike lanes and the cycle lanes and the bus lanes that have reduced the car lane down to 1 in pretty much all of London. Yeah, I'm sure you're loving it. I'm sure you're loving it. Banksy, head to Kent and it will make you, and I'll make you a cuppa. Oh, Mel, I wish I could. I wish I could, Mel. I would love a cup of tea from you. But alas, I am not. It's not convenient. Veli's the true patriots. Absolutely, yes. It's ULEZ compliant. It's ULEZ compliant. Actually, my car is ULEZ compliant as well. But it's not the ULEZ though, is it? I'm not even complaining about the ULEZ, ironically. If you actually, again, Veli has a hearing problem. I'm complaining about the cycle lanes, the bus lanes, and the fact that this pushed car lanes to literally 1 lane for quite a lot of places. The 20-mile-an-hour limits, all of the stuff that is basically making England. You know, England is, they're considered, I think, is it England or London? I'm not sure whether which poll it was, but England is considered the slowest country in Europe when it comes to people moving around. We have the slowest speed limits of all of Europe. I drove to Germany. It was a dream. It was a breeze. was so nice driving to Germany. So well set up, all the roads, all the things. Admittedly, I have to say my car being, you know, a semi-autonomous car, cruise control literally just drives itself, slows down, speeds up, all of that. And the sat nav to not have to worry about reading maps. I mean, all of that really helps. All of that just made the whole journey an absolute breeze. But the roads, the speed limits, amazing, amazing. Some places up to 90 miles an hour, other places unlimited. In Germany, unlimited speed limits. I was doing 80 and a Audi went by me like I'd pulled over. I thought I'd stopped. It was crazy. The guy went by me so quick and so just seamlessly. As I said, it was like as if I'd stopped and he was just going by in the other lane. It's crazy how fast he went by. But yeah, man, those guys don't give a shite. They drive at insane, like well over 120, 130 miles an hour. Yeah, it's incredible. Incredible. And in Britain, half the time you barely get into second gear. I charge more money for it. There you go. There you go. There you go. There's your grift. There's your grift. Sadiq Khan slows you down so that your plumber can charge you double the amount because it took him double the amount of time to get there. Awesome. I'm sure that's gonna lead to a very prosperous society, right? I mean, let's be honest, these self-serving assholes are just systematically just destroying this nation. They're just crushing it day in, day out. It's unbelievable. I ended up in this effing place. Fuck, I did not want to come here. I don't want to swear. I don't want to swear. Sorry, YouTube. Try not to swear. Christ, I got 30 people watching this nonsense. Why are you watching me? Why are you even here? Is the question you should be asking. You should be reassessing your life choices right now. Just the mere fact that you've made it to this channel should be a wake-up call to the decisions that you've made, and mostly the wrong choices that you've made in your life. I can donate Tommy if I get more money. Yeah. Like you would donate to Tommy. Oh, by the way, everyone, 26th of October, another free Unite the Nations, Unite the Kingdom event is taking place, and this time possibly on Whitehall. I would suspect Tommy Robinson wouldn't be at that event, considering he may actually be arrested the minute he sets foot in this country, since they're out for blood and they're out for his head. But then again, the Portsmouth, the Southport, events of Southport and other protests and riots that led from that have now somewhat cooled down. So maybe, Christ, look at this nonsense. Look at this absolute giant bag of turd. I hate you, Khan. I swear to God, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't kill baby Hitler, but your ass would have crosshairs on it. Oh, this son of a beast. God, I hate this town. I despise everything about this city. I don't know, I've come to resent London quite badly. And yet, my family loves it. They all adore this place. It's a giant S-hole of a town. I don't know about you guys, but have you found that you grip your mobile phone tighter now than ever before? When I'm out in the streets, like I've sometimes got like the phone in my hand, it's guiding me, GPS. It's guiding me to the, to where I want walking distance. And my head is on a swivel. My head is on an absolute swivel, trying to see where the hell the next cyclist phone grabber is gonna come from. I sometimes actually just go into like a little archway or a corner or something, and just sort of look at what I need to look at, and then carry on, because I just can't trust. There's so many people that are getting their phones just snatched out their hands on these electric bike despicable people. God, I have to swear like it's a 1940s Batman show. Gosh darn it, Batman. Holy phone grabbers, Batman. It's ridiculous. I want to swear. Should have started this live stream on the Banksy. I really should have, because I can't swear. I'm trying to keep this channel clean, and it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare, because so many things have angered the living daylights out of me. I mean, let's be honest. This car rant. This is just basically get off my lawn, okay? Yes, it is get off my lawn, and I do want these people to get off my friggin' lawn. But I mostly just want to live in a place where I can get in my car and get to my destination before I hate the world and myself in it at the same time. I just want to get one journey where my blood pressure is in a remote. I mean, my blood pressure is high like all the time. I mean, I'm fat, I'm old, I eat crap, I don't exercise as much as I should. So like my blood pressure is basically screwed. And yet I can't make one car journey where I am not ready to murder people. I mean, that's all I want. Literally all I'm asking for is if I can make one car trip where at the end of it I'm not ready to assassinate things. I'm not ready to hurt small marsupial animals, because I haven't had one of those trips at the moment. I haven't had one journey in a car in the last at least 2 years where at the end of it I'm not ready to hurt or self-harm, possibly. It's incredible. It's incredible. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This used to be a giant road. Now half of it is bullshit nonsense of cyclists. And this dipshit just came right into the... Why are you in my lane? Why are you in my lane? Why the fuck? Why are you in my lane? Ah, son of a bitch. I get one lane. I get one goddamn car lane, and this slow ass cycle has to be in it too. Whilst he's got 2 lanes of cycle lanes. He's literally got 2 cycle lanes next to me, and the son of a piece of dog turd is in my lane. Screw these people. Screw these people. I swear to God. Now I know why they ban guns in Britain. Now I know. Okay. I'm gonna end this nonsense, because I'm just too angry. I can't do it. Can't take it. I'm almost there. Anyway, I'm glad Hassan Nasrallah is dead. I'm glad that Israel is systemically systems of destroying the systems of Hezbollah and the terror network that Iran funds in order to create a militia to kill the Iranian people. That is my entire rant actually today, is that piece of dog turd Hassan Nasrallah is buried under some tons of rubble, so that eventually his network of asswipes will be so weakened that Iran can't call upon them to come and kill Iranians when Iranians uprise and take out the bastard murderers of Khamenei and his ilk. So yes, good luck to the Iranian people. I thank you. I wish you all the best, and I wholeheartedly hope that you will win Iran back again for the rest of us, for everyone, and for yourself most importantly, and for your children. Guys, I'm going to end this show. Peace to yourselves. Look after your families. Love you.